Yo, lock. These niggas. Woo. Woo. Woo.
Lock. I've been eating pot bell, greasy face, Glock heavy. She just say talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see that hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the most high. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of their payment, and now she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental and Satan come demolish shit. Niggas all on they menstrual and get the whining like a bitch, just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck, keep it real. Everybody out here lying, save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying, then dust. Niggas on my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with their fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One west to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with that, going ahead and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with that, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with that, nigga, hell no. Then she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, trying to run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, Lord niggas. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, Lord niggas.
The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. Refocus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots nigga never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I sit the body bag like a onesie. Dropping every day, let my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we don't find shit. I know enough that I don't know shit. It's one thing I know this. Never bite the end that feed you. Never learn the whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man. We coming for this whole but shit. In the world, I was known to pack bags like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions. I be living in some real game everything. But you gon' lose your soul. That's a real game. Led by a coward. I don't know what that feel like. Black on black, toes to my head. I can't kill Christ.
I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west, lie for niggas. I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, Lord nigga.
All right, go ahead and clap it up. All right. It's the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commander General Yohana. This is Isupk Austin, Tuesday Brotherhood class. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon. Brotherhood and sisterhood is the weapon that we are going to use to rise up out of these conditions that we are in, so we can exceed, so we can grow as a nation. You see, that's what we need to do. We need to grow as a nation, because for too long we have been at the bottom, and now we are comfortable with being at the bottom. This is the brotherhood class. Brotherhood and sisterhood is very important, right? So this brotherhood and this sisterhood here in the ISUPK, that's what I'm going to try to give you a little understanding for you, for those who are not in here. Try to give you some understanding, okay? Just a little bit. Because if you was not at the Passover, if you was not at the Lord's 57th, right, with 125th, then you cannot understand. You cannot understand that we are a family. You wouldn't understand it. And I see why the Passover is so important. The Passover is so important because it teaches us. Good night. It teaches us, not that it teaches us, it shows us that family matters. It shows you that your family matters when you see people who you don't even think remember you, who you don't even think know you. And they see you and they like, oh, it's good to see you again. Because they see in you every Passover. This is when all the family comes together. Many of us live many miles apart. A lot of us live real far apart. And since we live so far apart, we don't get to see each other and enjoy each other's company because we're so far apart. Well, the Passover, that's the time that you get to enjoy all of your family's company, that you all get to come together and be under one banner. And that's why I understand why it's a law. I understand why it's a law to keep the Passover. I understand that now. From going to all these Passovers year after year, all these years, I understand. I get to see. I get to see time and time again the importance of it. The importance that we remember that the Lord took us up out of Egypt, took us up out of our captivity. We get to remember that. We get to relive that day every year when you eat that lamb and that unleavened bread. You'll understand it then. When you don't have some big meal on your plate, when you got enough to just eat and keep moving. We understand that. We understand how tragic that bondage was in Egypt. And us in the truth, we understand how tragic that bondage is here in the modern day Egypt. And that's why we need brotherhood. That's why we need sisterhood. That's why we need love. We need to show love and affection and kindness to one another. Because we've been given all of our love, all of our affection, all of our kindness to everybody else. And we don't have anything reserved for us. That's why you hate the people that look like you. That's why when you get that money, you know who you go and do? You go and you what? You go and show off in front of your people. You can't show off in front of anybody else because they have more than you. And they have more than you because you're putting what they value higher than what God values. God values you. He values you serving him, following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what he values. You value what your oppressor values. You value those cars, those chains, you know, the gangster lifestyle. You embody the things that go against God. Well, we have to embody the things that are for God. And when we embody the things that are for God as a nation, then he'll speak for us. Then he'll fight for us. Then our lives will be changed. But with that, there's certain things that you can't do. Let me get Ephesians 4:26. There's just certain things you can't do. There's a certain way that you should live your life. Go ahead, y'all get on.
Mic check. You hear me loud and clear, Adam.
Yeah, you loud and clear. You perfect.
So like Ephesians 4 and 10,
4:26.
26. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
It says, "Be ye angry and sin not." It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to sin. It's okay to get angry with somebody. It's not okay to go knock them over the side of their head because they made you angry. Women, it's not okay to scratch all the skin out for your man's face because he made you mad. Fellas, it's not okay to go and black your woman's eye and knock her teeth out because she said your rod was small. It's not okay. Just because you get angry, you're not allowed to get angry and go sin. You're not allowed to get angry and go sin and tempt anybody else to sin against you. Right? Read that again from the top.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Yep.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Be ye angry, but sin not. And don't let that sun go down before Salakia upon thy wrath. Don't you go out there and you war with your rib, you let that sun get down and you don't fix it. How easy is it to fix something with a woman? Right? It's real simple. I just need to know what she's feeling. Once I know what she's feeling, I can fix any damn problem that she has. Yo, brother, you gonna go to war with your brother? You can't call him and say Salakia. A simple Salakia, Yaganan. If we had that in the Black, Hispanic, and the Native Indian community, do you know how many less unalivings there would be by a Salakia? But no, pride takes over, and that anger is a proud feeling. Oh, anger is full of pride. That's why you won't back down. That's why you won't get off of your corner. That's why you can't stand down. You're a real stepper. Ain't that what they calling it now, Yaganan? Oh, they real big steppers now. So they're going to get active with you. Well, it's okay to be angry. It's not okay to get active. If you're defending yourself, then you get active. But you don't get active just because somebody's they made you upset, Yaganan. So you have to get active. No, that's not what's going to solve the problems with our community. Us getting active. I believe we've been active for a long time. And do you know where we get that activity from? We get it from the most active people in the world. The most active people on the earth. Our oppressors. Our oppressors, they get active. And they unalive. The thing is, when they get active, they come to unalive you. We get active, we unalive us. They get active, they unalive us. Do you see that we need to stop following their ways? This is why brotherhood is important. This is why coming to the Passover was important. You know, some of the most amazing things I've seen at the Passover, Yaganan. It wasn't our brothers with the glorious garments and our sisters with their glorious dresses. That wasn't the most. That wasn't the thing that my eyes seen that I screamed for joy. You know what I screamed for joy when I seen coming into the Passover? Fringes on the t-shirt. That made my day. Yaganan. That made my day. I seen two brothers come up in there together with the fringes on their t-shirt. And I said, Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. I said, this means something right here. This is something great. Because we could pull them out of a lie. And they showed up. Yaganan, we can't call them no fake Israelite on that day. Because they showed up to the Lord's Passover. Fringes on their t-shirt and all. You know what those men did that these cowards won't do? These coward Christians didn't come up in there. No, I ain't going to say that. We probably had some Christians in there. But whoever came in there was no coward. You was a coward because you was sitting at home that day. And you was not observing the Lord's day. Before I get to my next scripture, y'all can give me that. Some days he hollowed, some days he made high, some days are ordinary days. I believe it's in the Apocrypha, maybe Ecclesiasticus 33 and something. Some days he made high, some days he made ordinary days. You see, because this was a high day. And if you was at the Lord's Passover, you celebrated a day that the Lord said. You followed the Bible that day. When you came in there, you followed the Bible. You followed it. You put it in your mind, and you put it in your actions. And you came and you observed the day that the Lord told us to observe, to keep in all of our captivities. That's why we keep these days. You got that, Yagana?
Yes, I believe it's Ecclesiasticus 33 and 9.
That sounds really about right. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days.
You see, it says some of these days that the Lord made, he made them high and he hallowed them, meaning he made them holy, high, holy days. That's because these days are high and they are hallowed. They were important. And some days he made ordinary days. Yaganah, the Passover is a what? Read that again from the top.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33 and verse 9. Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them.
See, that's the Passover. If you were celebrating the Passover, you celebrated a day that the Lord made high and hallowed. But if you celebrated Easter, Yaganan, continue.
and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days.
While you was out there searching for eggs and doing all that rhetoric and nonsense, that was just an ordinary day to the Lord. That was just an ordinary day that did not matter. You know? That's why we don't celebrate Easter. And then if you look at Easter, you know what it translates to? Let's see. This is the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. Let's see if we got it in here. This is old, all right? We didn't use this for a lot of years, all right? We're missing some pages. Let's see. Dang, y'all gonna. You know how many pages we missing? It started at H. Good night. We got another one, but I ain't gonna go down there and get it. But yeah, if you just look it up, you can see what Easter translates to. You can see what it translates to, and then you can understand that. Why don't you just celebrate the day that the Lord tells you to? Not that Christianity or Catholicism or anything else tells you to. You could drop that Yaga down. Let's get Leviticus 19 and 17.
Coming out of Mokan, it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt
what?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Your heart is your mind, right? Shouldn't be sitting there thinking of ways to hate your brother. A lot of you hate your brother because he might have a little bit more money than you. He might be better with the ladies than you. You know? He might just be better at sports than you. So you hate your brother. Go ahead, Yagana.
Salakia, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. And you see so many videos of our women doing what? Fighting on YouTube. Hurling each other out. And guess what? All of them are Christians. Because God knows my heart. F that B, I don't need her. You know what I'm saying? But that's hating your own people. Why? Because she looks like you. And they don't realize that they have a oppressive mindset to where, you destroy your own. They don't have to destroy you. You destroy your own. Because look, they ain't going to the oppressor's neighborhood whooping them.
Yeah.
They hurling us. They hurling us out. They ain't doing that to the oppressor. So that's why I say that they got an oppressor's mindset. They become programmed because the Bible says, uh, when you free your mind of this oppression or whatever, because oppression does what makes a wise man mad. They
Mm-hmm.
oppressed and don't even know it. You talk to one of those Christians, they free. They not oppressed. They free. They can do whatever they want to do. But yeah,
Yeah, what you're saying is so heavy because, you know, when I go and I look at it and I look at our sisters and I look at the condition, is that our sisters hate each other so much
gone.
that they all do the same exact thing and go and look like each other and try to be like each other. They all go and get the same breast augmentation. They all go and get the same BBL. They all go and get the same weave. They all make the same twerk videos. They all make the same posts. They all have the same problems. They don't understand that they are hating each other. They're hating each other so much that they are becoming one. But the one that they are becoming is one against the Bible. They're becoming a Jezebel. They all want to be sexy red, Yagadan. They all want to go to the club and shake their tail. They want to go and do that. They want to go and do that and be free. I just heard Sexy Red said, "Where's all my little booty bees? Come
Mm.
out here and shake it. We rule it. We running the world with this S." And women are going out there and they are shaking their tail and they are getting what they want. And then a baddie will come across a nigga like me who they wouldn't even give a time a day anyway and have to hear some real stuff. Ain't that something y'all can
Uh,
you gonna hear the realest stuff you ever heard from a nigga you would never want. Yeah, because the only one who want me is a real woman, is a righteous woman. Because I'm gonna come down right on you. You know, I'm gonna let you know where you at. I ain't got no problem because I don't care. Because hey, I can't just hit it anyway. I already got a 6-month rule that I gotta abide by. So why the hell do I give a damn? Why do I give a damn how bad you are? When I come up talking to you, I'm not trying to have sex with you. So how bad you are doesn't matter. So, you know, we gotta really show our people. And they're winning for a reason. You know why they're winning, Yaganan? Because men are weak right now. And if you're not in the ISUPK, you are a super weak and effeminate man. And that's why women are how they are today. Because black and Hispanic and Native Indian men, there's not enough of you in here. If you was in here, the women wouldn't be like that. If you was in here, the men wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be soft and feminine. I had to realize that. You know, when I was young coming up, and I loved and idolized the gang mentality, I realized gangsters are soft. If somebody say something to you, now you want to fight because he has a color on Yaganan. You want to fight. You know how feminine that is. She wore the same dress as me. Oh, he has a blue flag. Oh, he has a red flag. That made you mad as a man? You see, there's not much. There's not much difference between a gang member and our women, because our women are raising them, and our fathers are abandoning the children. Some of the times they're pushed away as well. So these are the things that we have to understand. That's why you can't hate your brother in your heart. You can't hate your sister in your heart. You can't hate them. They're poor like you. They're hurting like you. They're in the same condition that you're in. And you hate them because they look like you, because you have been trained to hate what looks like you. You have been trained to hate what represents you. If you call yourself American, I guarantee you, if you call yourself an American and you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, then you hate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because that's what it means to be a real American. It means to hate us. Go ahead and read that again, Yaga now. You muted.
Salakia, Book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
You should rebuke your neighbor. You shouldn't go over there and cause problems where it's going to cause him to sin. You go over there and Yaga, you move his trash cans just a little bit, because you know that's going to invoke a problem. You know it's going to stir it up. It's going to stir it up to a level that you can't come back from eventually. Do not go over there and suffer your brother to sin. Don't go over there and do something that will cause your brother to sin when you could diffuse it, especially if you a priest and prophet in here. If you're a priest and prophet in here, you better not do it. What you should be doing is diffusing every situation. What the hell are you a priest and officer for if you're not diffusing problems? We are the problem solvers. So if you're not solving problems and you're invoking them or agitating them, then how could you call yourself a priest and prophet of God? We're not talking about defending ourselves. We're talking about, there's brothers in the world. You know how the world works. You know the rules of the world. Yaganan, I know. Go to a club, it's crowded. You're going to spill a drink on a brother and step on his shoes. He's ready to fight. He's going to say something to you. You have a choice. As a priest and prophet, you ain't going to say, well, F that, you F in. We could get it in. You don't say that. As a priest, you know what you say? Oh, man, hey, I'm sorry, brother, man. Let me get a paper towel for your shoes and can I buy you a drink? You diffuse it. You gain that brother. You don't go in there and match his energy. You're in the truth. He is not. If you're in the truth and they are not, why the hell would you match their energy? When you know there's rules in the world, the same rules you used to follow. I don't follow the rules of the world, Yaganan. What I follow is the rules and the examples of the truth. And I know if I go in there in the club and I bump into somebody and step on their shoes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get something so their shoes could be clean. And I'm going to offer them something to drink. I'm going to diffuse the situation. I'm going to be stern with them. Be stern, I'm going to see where their head is. Because not every situation you can do that. Can't do it with everybody. Some people you might have to put on their head. But that's a last resort. If somebody's going on their head, it shouldn't be because of you. Not because you invoking them. I'll let you know who I am, what I'm about. I'm a very stern brother. But at the end of the day, I don't want it to go to the worst situation. I want it to be able to be fixed. Let's get Philippians 3 and 13.
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 3, and verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth into those things which are before.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. It says, brethren. This is talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That is your brethren. Not everybody, right? It says we got to forget those things what are behind, right? Forget the things which are behind. It has to say this. Why? Because it's so hard to forget the past. We hold on to the past, Yaganan. We hold on to childhood traumas. We hold on to nostalgia. We hold on to the lies of the oppressor. We hold on to that past. We hold on to that Christianity, Yaganan. We hold on to the lies that have been taught to us time and time again. Why is it so hard to forget that past? Why is it so hard? It says forgetting those things which are behind because of that demon. That demon does not want you to forget those things. The demon does not want you to let go. Right? Why would that demon want you to let go? That demon wants you to remember. Wants you to remember what your mother and father did to you, what your uncle and auntie did to you, what your cousin did to you, what your brother and sister. He wants you to remember these things. It never wants you to forget. So it says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind. You better forget those things which are behind and do not let them consume you and hold you, because that is dangerous. That's when you will do something dangerous for something that is behind. How many times do people throw their life away for something that is behind instead of looking forth? Instead of reaching to those things which are before. Let's see this. Give me 2 Corinthians 5 and 17.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
Old things are passed away.
You see, this is the before. If any man is any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Continue.
Behold, all things are become new.
All things are become new. You're not a crip anymore, Yaganan. You're not a pimp anymore, Yaganan. You're not a drug dealer. All these things become new. You kill off the old man. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. The old things are passed away. That was the before, right? What it was talking about in Philippians and reaching forth into those things which were before. You reaching forward to things that are behind you. Imagine that, Yaganan. You sticking your hand out forward, just for another sin, just for something that was behind you. You're reaching forward for something that should be all the way behind you and put away. Ooh, wait, let's get Matthew 18 and 15. We definitely need to go here.
Come on. It's like it was in Matthew what?
18 and 15.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Mm-hmm.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
All right. So if you have a problem, if somebody did something that offended you, if they trespass against you, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go and talk to them. This is for a trespass, right? For an offense. You go and talk to them. If he hears you, then you gain your brother. Because he'll say, oh, Salakia. Like, Salakia. That's my fault. I ain't even know that I made you feel that way. Like, you right. You right. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said it like that. You absolutely right. Hey, the water. Hey, and Salakia again. Then you gain the brother. You're gonna be like, that's a real nigga. Real nigga activity. I love you. Oh, I love you too, Hop. Continue reading.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, take thee with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established.
You see? So if you go to him, y'all can't get no understanding. He don't hear what you saying. You go to him and you say, hey, Salakia, what you did right there, that really offended me, man. I feel this way about it. And you shouldn't take it like that. I ain't even mean it like that. Oh, man, you taking that all out of context, man. All I said was woo, woo, woo. You gonna take it there. You feeling like that? Well, that's wrong. If somebody do that to you, then you know what you do? You do like the scripture just said. Then you go and you take one or two more. Because out of two or three, then it can be established. If I'm not a part of it and I'm just sitting on the outside looking in, and y'all telling me the story, I can judge what happened by what y'all are telling me. I don't have a dog in the race. Give me 1 Timothy 5:1. Because, what if you have to rebuke an elder? See, this is something heavy. So this weekend, seeing Captain DeBarmouth, right? He was out there chilling with us at the Shamar table for a minute. And I was telling him, I said, yeah, sir. I said, I remember the first time I seen you, it's about 2017. He came to Houston. And when he came around the corner, all you heard was, oh, here come Captain Tuckum. Talking about tuck your boots. So I told him, I said, it looked like people was breakdancing, tucking. Hey, all I see was cats tucking boots, tucking them. You know what I mean? And he said, I said, Salaki, sir. I said, that just always stuck with me from that day. Like, anytime I put a boot on, I'm tucking it just. And he said, things like that are important. He said, it's your job as a priest to keep the order, right? Your job is to keep the order, right? And since your job is to keep the order, hold on. First, he said that's how you keep it one west. That's how you make sure it don't water down. Then he said, as a priest, your job is to keep the order. And you might have to go and talk to the men above. You might have to go and talk to an elder, right? And since you have to talk to an elder, there's a certain way that you address them. You might have to say, hey, Salakia, sir, hey, but you got a little bit too much to drink, man. Here's the water. I already have the water in your hand. Here's the water, sir. You know what I mean? And that's what we're about to read right here, how you should address somebody who's above you. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father.
You see, rebuke not an elder, but treat him as a father. Continue.
And the younger man as brethren.
And the younger man as brethren. See, so I'm going to tell you this. All right. If you have to say something to a man above you, the way you do it is you go humbly, right? You go humbly. You go as a child. You go as a son unto him. You go lower, and you go with respect and with honor. And those younger men, you treat them as brethren. Man, I heard General Muhammad say something so heavy one time. He said, hold on, Salakia, y'all. All right. I heard General Muhammad say one time, he said, if the men above you, this is where that treat the younger men as brethren. This says if a man above you tell you to jump out the window, you don't ask no questions, you just jump out the window. So he said with that, men above, you make sure every order that you give is right. If I know Yaganon's gonna do whatever the hell I'm gonna say, why the hell would I tell him something wrong? If Yaganon knows I'm gonna do everything that he says, why tell me something wrong? This is what you don't get in Christianity. This is what you don't get in fake Israelite camps. This is what you don't get nowhere else outside of Isupk. Now let's go back to Matthew, pick it up at 18 and 17.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a Republican.
All right. So look at this. If you take two or three and he don't want to hear them and they'd have made the judgment, well then you take it to the whole school. So you don't want to hear this judgment. So we're gonna take it in front of everybody who's a part of here. And if you don't want to hear them, if you don't want to hear the school, if you don't want to hear the nation, then you're going to be treated like a heathen and a publican, meaning out of here. Because no heathens can come in here. So if you become a heathen, then you can't even be in here. Continue reading.
Verse 18. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
You see that judgment that happens to you here? What was bound here? You get kicked out of the school here? Then what is binded here is bounded in heaven. What is said here, it carries through heaven. Continue reading.
And whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
Continue reading.
Verse 19. Again I say unto you, that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven.
Where you at?
Verse 19.
Oh, yeah. All right. No sweat. Continue.
Verse 20. Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 20. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I'm in the midst of them.
You see how heavy this is? That's why when you in that council and those generals speak and they give that judgment, it's like Christ giving the judgment. Because what is bound on earth is bound in heaven. And when those two or three But right there, in Christ's name, those judgments stand. Continue reading.
Verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times.
Hey, you can't tell me this book ain't us. Peter like Salakia. How much I gotta let him get away with this? How long I gotta let him get away with this before I could tee off on this brother? Continue reading.
Verse 22. Jesus said unto him, I say unto you, thee, until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Christ said, Christ knew how to talk to us. He said, oh, you said 7? No, not 7, but 70 times 7. And don't go adding it up. This just means always forgive. Always forgive your brother. That's what this means. That's what he's telling them. And since you need to always forgive your brother, don't mean you gotta keep putting yourself in a position for your brother to offend you, for your brother to take advantage of you, for your brother to get over on you. Continue reading.
Come.
Oh, line. Drop that. Let's get Matthew 5 and 20.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
You see, your righteousness better exceed those of the Pharisees. The Pharisees, oh, they was some cats, man. They would destroy you over something that they doing. They doing worse than you. And they will destroy you for the things you doing. Right? That's why, you have to be better than your Christian leaders. Because that's what this is. The scribes and Pharisees, those are your Christian leaders. Continue reading.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whatsoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Continue reading.
Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whatsoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But
okay. Yeah, go ahead, finish it up.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire.
Okay. You hate your brother without a cause. You saying rakah to him. You saying a curse. You shall be danger of the council, right? Meaning, if you don't listen to the council, like let me just rakah shall be in danger of the council, but whoever says say thou fool shall be danger of hellfire. So if you don't listen to the council and you call in what the council has deemed right fools, you're in danger of that hellfire, meaning back in the world, meaning outside of these walls, meaning outside of the protection, outside of the hedge. Let me get Job real quick. Let me get Job where it says that don't you have a head where Satan came to him. And he's talking about the hedge, but don't you have a hedge around him and everything that he owns?
Book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 10. Hast not thou made a hedge about him?
Yep.
And about his house?
Yeah.
And about all that he hath on every side.
You see, this is funny because There was a council in heaven, and Satan came. And the Lord asked him, what has he been doing? Satan said, I've been working. I've been going to and fro all through the earth. And Satan said, and then the Lord said, well, haven't you tried Job? This is my humble and faithful servant. He ain't gonna fold. And Satan said, don't you have a hedge around him to protect him and everything he owns? Well, in that verse we read before, if you're back in the world, if you're back in the world, right? That means you no longer have the hedge around you. That means you're in danger of hell fire. Let me get 1 Corinthians 5:21.
1 Corinthians 5 and what?
21.
5 and 21. First Corinthians 5 and 5 only goes to 13. You sure?
What did I say? 1 Corinthians. I said that?
Yeah. Yes, 1 Corinthians 5 and 21.
Salakia, 1 Thessalonians. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Prove all things.
Do what?
Prove all things.
Prove all things. That's what we do. We come in here and we prove all things. We prove ourselves worthy, Yaganan. We prove what the Bible says. We prove that Christ is black. How do we prove Christ is black, Yaganan?
It's in the Bible, I don't want.
Let me get it. Revelations 1, and we can start at 13.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened to the Son of Man.
It says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one and like to the Son of Man. Those 7 candlesticks is the 7 churches, which are the 7 schools. Continue reading.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girth about the paps with a golden girdle.
You see, Christ had on a garment down to the foot. Hey, if you was at the Passover, you seen some hella fire garment. All right, so I was on Shamar, so when I walked through to go to my next post, I got to see some of the most amazing garment. Man, Israel did their thing, and I gotta say, Yashakar and Kamar, all the essays I showed, the essays damn near ready to join the school so they can have a garment for Passover. After I showed them pictures, every essay I see, I just showed them the pictures of Yashakar and Kamar. Them brothers, good night. Them joints was glorious. But when you go out and you see the brothers and you see them garments and you see them, it's a glorious thing, man. That's why brotherhood and sisterhood is so important. That's why family is so important. Because of that. Let's finish this out so I can get to something else.
Come. Book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. And his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Mm-hmm.
And his eyes were like a flame of fire. Verse 15.
Hold on. So his wool being the texture, white being the color. It was white because of all the wisdom. Like when you see an old wise person, it's all white. And I said his eyes were like what did it say right there? His eyes were what?
As a flame of fire.
as a flame of fire. His eyes was red. His eyes was red because he liked to drink wine. Why did he like to drink wine? Because his mind was heavy. Christ knew he had something that he had to do on this earth that was going to be the most important thing ever for his nation. And the reason we were able to come back as the 12 lost tribes is because of Christ. Go ahead and read 15.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
It says his voice is a sound as many waters, like loud, powerful. That voice roared, right? And when it's talking about burnt in a furnace, right? Colored or polished brass as if it was burnt in a furnace. How did they get lily white and strawberry blonde or dirty blonde out of these three verses, Jaganan?
God, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Like, how do they, what part of that says anything like that? Let me get Matthew 12 and 46. Because there's something I want to touch on too about the Passover real quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, designed to speak with him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 47. The one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, speaking, desiring to speak with thee. Verse 48.
Hold on. So Christ is out there. Christ is out there. He's out there teaching and doing this thing, doing the work of the Father, doing this work that is so necessary. And people are coming up to him telling him, your mother and your brethren, they want to talk to you. They desire to speak to you. They're right over there. Just imagine that. That's your mom Dukes. You niggas will leave any goddamn thing to go talk to your mom Dukes. Niggas will be right up here on the podium, right? Y'all get, oh, mom, I didn't know you were coming. You know what I mean? Continue reading.
Verse 48. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother? Who are my brethren?
You see, Christ's going to let them know. Who is my family? If you want to know my family, I'm going to tell you who my family is right now. Continue reading.
Verse 49. He stretched out forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold,
Towards who?
his disciples.
He said he's going to let you know who his family is. He's going to let you know who his mother is. He's going to let you know who his father is. Slakia, who his brothers are. He stretched out his arms to those disciples. Continue reading.
Come. Behold, my mother, my brethren.
You see, you say them over there. My mom, who birthed me, and my brothers right there, my blood brothers. Yeah, you said they desire to talk to me. But I say, behold, if you just look right here, you're going to see my mother, and you're going to see my brothers. You're going to see them right here. Continue.
Verse 49. Salakia, verse 50. For whatsoever shall do the will, Salakia, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
You see, that is my family. If you want to know who my brother is, if you want to know who my sister is, if you want to know who my mother is, it's the people who's doing what I'm doing. You know what I had to realize this weekend, Yaganan?
Come.
My mother was at the Passover. My father was at the Passover. My brother, my sister, my cousins, my children, my family was at the Passover. So no matter what the world gives you as the title, if you wasn't at the Passover, you wasn't a part of my family. Can't be my mother if you wasn't at the Passover. Can't be my father. Because my family are the ones who labor amongst me. And the ones that labor amongst me, Yaganan, they was at the Passover. You know how I know Yaganan was my brother? I seen him. I seen you, Yaganan. Didn't I run into you? Didn't I talk to you at the Passover? I know that's my brother. My brothers in the world, they wasn't at the Passover. I don't know what they're doing. But I know this brother right here. I know he was at the Passover and I seen him. So when I reach out my hand and say, who's my mother and my brother, I'm going to reach to Yaganan because he was there with me, standing with me, observing the Lord's day with me. You got something you want to say, Yaganan?
Yeah, Khan, I was, this might have been Saturday night, maybe, but I was sleeping and my phone rang it might have been 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my brother calling. But I answered the phone and it was a brother from Milwaukee, Isupk, talking to my brother.
Most High in Christ.
Hanging with my brother, knowing my brother. He like, hey, Officer Yagana, yeah, I met your brother. And he was telling me, you know what I'm saying? He saw me and, he see everything I'm wearing that you wear. And, we start talking, hanging out. And I was like, Shalom, Lord Christ. And he's like, well, you gonna get your brother in this truth. I said, well, I mean, whenever he decide, you know what I'm saying? But me reading that scripture, who is my brother? Who is my mother? Who is my sister? My brother's in ISBK. Shalom.
That's heavy because you was talking to your blood brother, but he was on the phone. Hey, your blood brother had met one of your real blood brothers. Your family met your real family. That is heavy, Yaganan.
Khan.
That is.
Khan, my brothers in
That
the
is mind
ISBK
blowing. Like that is super heavy.
are the brothers that be there with me and for me. Just like tonight, me and Officer 500 Shamar won. I'm here with my brother.
Damn
It's
right.
just us, but we still family. We got other brothers. They just not here, but we family.
Damn right. That's why I reach out my hand to my brother. My brother, if you ate lamb at the Passover, thank Yaganan. Let's give Yaganan a goddamn hand. I'm sure he cooked all 120 lamb legs. That's what he does. Goes and he cooks and he chops and he cuts meat and he fries chicken and he stays up forever to make sure you ate lamb. And that lamb was good. That lamb tastes like all he had to do was make one little piece for me. That's how that lamb tasted. It tastes like, oh, this is just one special piece for you. And he cooked for the nation. That's Brotherhood. This is Brotherhood class, right? Brotherhood is Yaganan going out there and cooking every goddamn thing. And I know what his hand is on because I know his food. I know the man I labor amongst. You can't put a piece of food by me and say it's Yaganan and it's not. We all know the Yaganan. We all know it. I know it. You can't put it in front of me and me not know. And I know everything I ate came from this man's hands. And that shit is crazy. Because when I seen the video of that deep freezer, I was thinking, Yaganan gonna be cooking. And then you know what happened? Yaganan was cooking. And we ate good. And everybody was tearing it up. I mean, tearing it up. You would have thought we was in Egypt. And you didn't have no food earlier. They was tearing it up, Yaganan. Yeah,
Con.
we got to give you your props, man.
Salaki out of one.
Go ahead.
Earlier today, my phone rang. It was Officer Naquan. He was like, "Oh, Salaki, I was just making sure you made it home safe." I said, "Yeah, Salaki out of one. I made it home Sunday night." And he like, Officer Yaganon, he said, "I ain't gonna lie. That's the best lamb I ever had."
That lamb be fire. The lamb be fire. I think I had Yaganan's lamb first time about 2 years ago. Just think now.
Con.
Just think what it is now. Let's get back to it. Let's get a couple more. We're going to close out. Let's get Hebrews 13:1.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Let brotherly love continue.
Do what?
Let brotherly love continue.
Let brotherly love continue. Man, that is a heavy scripture that I've never heard in the Christian church, Yaganan. They tell you that hey, Christians love to talk about forgiving your enemies because Christians believe your enemies are your oppressors. That's who they forgive. How come with all God's love and Jesus' love and he want to kiss you on the lips, how come they never read this, Yaganan, to let brotherly love continue? Why ain't the preacher saying that in the ghettos? Could that maybe save a few lives? Could that get a few Uzis put down? Could that get a few drugs not sold to let brotherly love continue? Why have we never heard this? That's why we struggle with loving our brother. Because we never heard this Bible verse in Hebrews 13:1 that tells you to let brotherly love continue. It should be endless. I know I could get the love that I need from my brothers continuously. So my life can be fixed and on the right trajectory continuously. So I could call and get the right answer continuously. So my brothers make sure I never mess up continuously. Let brotherly love continue. Damn, we missing that, Yaganan. They don't want us to know that. They don't want us to let brotherly love continue. They want us to have ops. They want us to slide. They want us to do all these things except love each other. Continue reading.
Verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
It says, be forgetful not to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. What, unawares, right? You was unaware that bum that you told to go get a job under that bridge. You didn't know he was an angel. And this was just some test for you. Where you treated him like a piece of garbage. Where you treated that person that you thought had nothing, that person that you thought was nothing, while you treated them like a piece of garbage, like a piece of trash. You didn't know that was an angel. You didn't know that was an angel who was going to go back and report to the Most High and say, either, oh no, that brother right there, he was very kind. Salakia, sir. He was kind. He gave me something to eat, man. He made sure I was okay. He tried to do more, but he just didn't have it. He just couldn't. He didn't have enough. But even though he didn't have enough, he still gave me a good portion of what he had. Warrior, that angel was going to go back and say, that brother is wicked. He flashed a wad of money in my face and said, go get a job, you damn bum. Think I'm going to give you some of this? You better watch out. You better watch how you treat your brothers and sisters. because it might be an angel. It might look like a demon to you. They might look like a demon to you, but it might be an angel. And you're going to be unaware that you are entertaining an angel. So watch how you deal with the strangers. Continue reading.
Come. Verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds
Uh-huh.
and bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body.
Read that one more time.
Remember them that are in bounds,
In bonds.
Salaki, in bonds, as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body.
You have to remember those that are in bonds. Remember those in bonds as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in the body. You got to remember those bounds. What are those bounds? Christianity, being a Democrat, right? Being a Republican, being an African American, a Puerto Rican. These are the bounds. These are the things that bind us. These are the things that we hold on to. These are this is the things because of the adversity we have suffered, being ourselves in the body. You see, we free to know our tribe and who we are. But think of all those years that you didn't know who you were. Think of all those years that you didn't have a clue that you were God's chosen people, that you thought you was just some piece of garbage because that's how the earth and the world has treated you your whole life. It's how it's treated your mother. It's how it's treated your father and your grandfather and your uncles and your aunties. It has stepped on you. And you thought you were nothing because you have been in bounds from the day you were born. Because what happens when you're young, your parents take you to go get christened in that Christian church, right?
Come.
They want to have your christening. They want to do all of these things. And since they want to do all of these things, we are bound. We're bound and we are stuck in the positions because our mind is bound. Our mind is binded. That's why you went and you voted for Kamala Harris. And we wasn't telling you to go vote for Trump. We're telling you not to vote at all. But you voted for Kamala Harris because she likes hot sauce and she wore Chuck Taylors. That's all it takes. Go ahead.
And she washes her greens in the bathtub.
And wash her greens in the bathtub. Disgusting. Why the hell do you need? How many niggas is you making greens for that you need a goddamn bathtub to soak them, to clean them? My mom washed them in the sink, no matter how many people she was cooking for. But she want to take it back. She want to let you know that she's black that time. Well, she didn't have no brotherhood because she wasn't no brother. She didn't have no sister because she wasn't no sister. That's why that old black man she had locked up, he's blind now. But there's proof that he's innocent, but she don't want to revisit the case. She told the Latino community to forget what she has done when she wanted those votes. And George Lopez pissed me off with that Latinos for Kamala crap. When all the Latinos pissed me off because you was for Kamala or you was for Trump when you should have been for none of them. If somebody got to tell you to forget what they done to you, that means they done some horrible things. Let's drop that and let's get 2 Corinthians 13 and 11.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect.
Be what?
Be perfect.
See, nobody can be perfect. This is before Christ. It's telling you to be it's like you're not before Christ, but it's telling you in the Bible to be perfect, right? And that shows you examples even before Christ of people being perfect. It says be a good comfort. Continue.
Be of good comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Be of one mind.
Be of what?
Be of one mind.
Be of one mind. That's one body, one faith, one baptism, one West. Continue reading.
Live in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
You see, that's what you have to do, brethren. You see, it said brethren. It says brethren need to be perfect. We need to be perfect and in good comfort and of one mind. Let me get Psalms 19 and 7.
Hmm. Book of Psalms, chapter 19, and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise and simple.
You see, it says making wise the simple. This love of the Lord, this is what's perfect. It's going to convert that soul so you will do the right thing. All right? It says the testimony of the Lord is short, making wise the simple. You wonder how somebody could come and be uneducated and cut a nigga with a PhD. You know that reason? Because the Lord can make wise the simple. Just like it can make the wise simple. You go there with all your PhDs, with all your studies, with all your high science, and you come across us and you get cut by somebody who didn't go past, I don't know, whatever grade you want to think of. Right? Um, Let me get my last one. Let's get James 4 and 10.
Mhm. Book of James, chapter 4, and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord,
Yep.
and he shall lift you up.
That's how you get lifted up. You better humble yourself in the sight of the Most High. Don't be boasting and boosting your chest and thinking you some damn body. Don't do like Moses, man. Y'all remember in Exodus, the Lord made Moses a god, right? And Moses go and he struck that rock. He struck that rock on his own accord. The Lord didn't tell him to do that and draw that water. That's why you better humble yourself on the side of the Lord, and He shall lift you up. Because Moses got lifted up because he was humble, but he lost. He forgot where that power came from. Continue reading.
Come. Verse 11. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
You see, what you need to do is do the law. Follow what the law says with dealing with your brother, with dealing with your people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are a family. There is a certain way that we need to deal with each other. There is a certain code that we should follow. There's a certain way that we should be. And with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Johanna. Shalom.
Water.
All right, well, and that.